you for watching my video. Thank you for being here. If you are not new, thank you and welcome back. If you are new, hey guys. So I tend to ramble a little bit, but we're just going to get right into it. You all are here because I am a self-published author. My fingertips are blue because of my hair. But I am going to tell you how I use ChatGPT AI to come up with the illustrations for my book because the kid cannot draw, and how I use Amazon KDP to become a self-publisher. So this is what my book looks like, and I want you to see it just and not just see the pictures. So I want you to see the actual book. And as always, if you are not new, you know my little saying, tell a friend to bring a friend so we can be friends. So y'all, like I said before, I'm going to show y'all how to write a children's book, a picture book, whatever you want. So here I already have my Amazon KDP up. So you see my books here is live. This one says draft because I'm in the process of trying to do the same book but just for an ebook. So it's free to make an account. We are just going to go to create a book because I'm going to show you as if I didn't already create a book. So just a FYI, they do give you a whole bunch of different tools and stuff that you can use, not tools, but basically information that you can use to help you. I really wanted this a hardcover book, but for Amazon KDP, a hardcover book has to be, I think, 72 pages, and it's like, sir, ma'am, ain't no child about to read that, so stop playing with me. So, anywho, that is why it is in the format of a paperback because it is the less pages. Um, Even for books that have multiple like pages, I'm a hardcover girly. But anywho, so we will just go to, you see how it has format your page. We're gonna go down to bleed because that is what my book um is. Bleed is basically, sorry about that, it covers the whole page instead of cutting it off. So to get the bleed size how I show here of my book, you will pick here where it says examples of page size with and without bleed. So it's your book. You pick what you want to do, my girl, my guy. Um, I went with large trim size because this is a children's book. In my mind, like when I was making it, like, okay, back in school how they read it and show the picture. So this is what we're going with. So it's not going to highlight. Child, the bottom. So we are going to come over to Canva. Now, I will say it is better if you have the paid version. I already have the paid version of this. So if you don't, I don't know if it'll come out the same way. But anywho, we're going to pick create. No, we're not. That's not what we're doing. Create design, custom size. Make sure you change this to inches and not pixels, because it'll be for your book. My settings is already in here because I already did a book, but this is what we're going to pick. To make sure you have the right size, you will go back to here. You see how it says this is for the paid size with bleed. Without bleed, you would look at this size. So if you want it with bleed, you would put in this. So go back to Canva, and this is where you would put the 8.625 with the, what is it, 8.75. Make sure I have the right one. the 8.75 and pick create. But because I already have a book and have did that, I am just going to pick here and then it will create. So my book is 24 pages, so you can just add a page, add a page, add a page, or this is what you can do. So we are going to format this page and then copy this format and add a page and go by it that way. So we can now we're gonna set up the margins. Um I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I did set up the margins at first and then I was just over it, but we'll get to that later. So now we're gonna set up the margins. So we're back on this same page where it talks about the bleed and everything. And you can just scroll up and click on margins. And here we're gonna talk about margins because it'll show you the cutoff for the words or whatever is important for your book. So the minimum page count for Amazon ADP is 24 pages. So remember when I said that most children's books are 24 to 27 pages. So these are the margins for your book. So this is how we are going to set up the margins. So your Canva will have these little rulers on them to help you set up your margins. And this is what we're looking for. You're going to do. So in order to make sure that our margins are correct all around the page, you see where it says inside and outside margins. This basically means you will be using 0.375 all around the entire page. Now this step is a little tedious. This is why I said we are not we're going to do this step and then copy that page. So in Canva, you should have these little handy dandy rulers at the top and on the side of your page. Now, for those of you that you might not have it, all you have to do is press Shift R and they will appear. So like that, like almost said Miss Tabitha Brown, but you ain't about to get me, girl. You ain't about to sue me. So yes, like that. So now remember when I said 0.375, this is what we're going to do. So we're bringing this all the way over and we're going to try to get it as close as possible to 0.375. I think from my book, I got it to 0.377. So as close as possible. And to make sure that we are going to have this around the entire page, we're just going to do, you can do a square like me, whatever shape. I just did square, and I'm just going to choose this one and make it the size that I want it to be. And then we're just going to move it over here. Oh, that is too big. So we're going to make it a tad bit smaller. And then you're just going to copy it. You're going to paste. You're going to move it to where you need it to be on the next page. I mean, not the next page, but the next side, which we're just going to go straight to the bottom. And then now we're bringing the ruler from the up top and drag it down. And make sure that it's at the top of the square. So the square is like a spacer. And you're just going to do this again. Paste it. Bring the ruler down again. Make sure it's at the top, or in this case, the bottom of the square. And then you can also see where it says 0.377, so you know that it's the same size as the one before. And then we're just going to do this one more again. Move this to the side, and then we're going to bring over our last little handy dandy ruler, and voila. we have our margins. And so you can delete these, you can keep these. I think I just went ahead and deleted mine. And you can just move forward now in creating your book or your pages. So yeah, just delete it. And here is where I said we are just going to copy this. So basically we are going to duplicate page instead of just adding. So you're just going to see, you're going to right click, and where it says duplicate page, you're just going to keep clicking it until you get how many pages that you want. And you see it already have the marks for the margin, and you'll just keep doing this until you get to your 24, 27, whatever pages you need. So now we got all our pages that we need, and we're going to skip a couple of pages. So we're not starting to write our true book until like the third page. So you have a blank page, you can do this however you want, but this is how I did it. This book belongs to, so kids can write their name in their book. And then the next page is going to be my dedication page that I chose to make who this book will be dedicated to. And also, because you got to think about how your pages are going to be placed side by side, then yes, you go ahead and do that. So in this part, you can insert a line, but I just hold down shift and the minus bar to make the line. In reality, because this book for sakes is 24 pages, you're only really writing on 12 of those pages, if that, because the first page is blank, then you have your this book belongs to, and also at the end of the book you have the end, the two end pages. So I use MidJourney. Now I do have the paid version of this. You see the little picture here? Aww. I don't know if it's a free version. I guess it used to be a free version. So, but I will show y'all the paid version of this in a few. I have my ChatGPT up. I do not have the paid version of ChatGPT. However, I do have the login version. Because if you don't have a login, of course, it'll basically won't let you do as many prompts. There is a create image on ChatGPT. I haven't used it, but anywho, so let's say you don't have a story or you need help with a story. My story is looking for a friend like me. I already had some type of idea. Oh, no. And you see it is coming up with responses if it don't take all day. So we are going to go with here. So it was taking too long and I didn't like that. So what we're going to do is, so if you use ChatGPT, you know sometimes it be tripping. But this is what I was looking for the first time. I don't know why it did that. So yeah, you see here it have the illustration prompts. So we're just going to go to MidJourney, and then we are going to copy and paste those prompts. You see my picture I've been using. Sometimes you might have to fix up these prompts, which I am about to show you now. So we're going to type this in, and we're just going to see what pictures it come up with and if I'm going to like those photos. Whatever this is, girl, bye. And as you can see, I've already been using MidJourney. So yeah, and we're just waiting. And you just scroll through to see which pictures you use. I will say I was very picky, even though this was a demonstration. But I'm going to pick one, and then I pressed on very subtle. Very subtle. And then, because once you right click, you can click either or, and it'll bring up more pictures and different pictures. And you just continue to do this until you find something that you like. And you can also go back and use the same text and change it up a little bit. So I'm going to add some extra stuff of what I have in my mind, what I want the room to look like for this little girl, even though I'm not writing this book. This is where your creativity come in. Now, you don't have to use AI. You can always get an illustrator, but I was looking for the cheapest route possible and the quickest route. But it is kind of tricky using MidJourney because it's hard to get pictures to match up the entire time for your entire book. So, but yeah, you'll keep doing this until you find something. I was being really picky. But once you find a picture you would like, I love to press on another button and to make it more creative. And then you'll just download it. And we'll go to Canva and upload shouting. So we finally got us a picture, and once this load and do all the good stuff, we're going to download this and then upload it into our Canva to put it on our page. So you'll just press this button and download it, save it, whatever you want to, and then go to your Canva and upload it. And you can see the pictures that I already used. And then we're just going to go to the page that we want this to be on and upload it to our Canva. And then now we are just going to put it on our page. And remember when I said one page is going to be a picture and the other page will be our text. So we're just going to make sure it fits the whole page. This is why I said I stopped paying attention to the margins, because when you try to edit a photo, it'll mistakenly move the margins, which was annoying me so freaking bad. It was getting on my nerves. So I stopped paying attention to the margins. I was like, girl, it'll be what it's going to be. But anywho, so You'll do this, so half of your pages are not your text, half of your pages will be your pictures, and then your text on the other page showing it side by side. Now for me, I wanted my text to have the similar background, so what I did was I copied or just put that same picture on the next page and grabber. I clicked the magic eraser. That was the wrong one. Come on, girl. It was supposed to be the magic grab, because we are going to move her and this bed. You can keep it if you want to, but I really just want the pretty pink background. And then put my text on top of that. And then you can just add your text, whatever text you would like, move it anywhere on the page. But also try to make sure, this is where your margins come into play, that your text isn't out of the margins. And then you can just copy and paste it. If you're going to use ChatGPT to write your story, you can copy and paste it, and voila, you got part of your book completed. As I finish my book, I wish on my first page, when I said this book belongs to, I wish I would have made this some type of background. So let's say either kept this or deleted it or do whatever, because of course your book will be different scenes, different backgrounds. It's all up to you. So now we are going to pretend like the book is done, and we are going to go and do our cover. So we are going to go back to KDP, Amazon KDP, and you're going to click on the cover creator portion, and whatever book you're doing, this is the paperback. And as I stated before, it gives you the information to help you make sure like everything fits and everything is good. So you can read this. It's also a video. I didn't watch the video, but hey, it's here. But what we are going to click on, the calculator to help us figure out everything. So we're just going to put in the information. You don't have to put in premium color. I think I did. There is only one white pages, however you want the reading to be, left to right or right to left. The measurements. Now, it's 8.5 by 8.5. And if you are wondering where I get this from, this is from the page where it talk about bleed. Your page bleeding or non-bleeding. And remember, put everything in inches and how many pages you have. And my book was 27, so that's why I put 27. So put how many pages, and it's just giving you a breakdown. You'll also see this again about the lines and everything. Have to create a new and then change your dimensions. So make sure your dimensions are in inches and not pixels. And then that's why I said this is where you need it. So you can just make sure it's in there. As you can see, because I already did my book, mine is already in there, but I'm just going through the motions to show y'all. And then you will create. And then because you should have uploaded, but if you didn't, you will upload it to Canva. And then you will just place it here. I don't like to do it this way. I like to do it this way, where it automatically fit the page. And then whatever pictures that you have, you will upload it. I'm just going to use the pictures from my book instead of doing like a little fake one. I will say you will have to be careful because it'll cut out some of the pictures depending on what pictures you use. Of course, I use AI, but yes. And here, the only thing I cared about for margins was the spine of the book and also the front of the book, because I added text. Like all books, you have the title of the book. But for the most part, once again, I didn't really pay attention to margins. And then I'm just going to show y'all how I did my front, because the front of the book is actually two different pictures. Because I didn't find a picture that I wanted on its own. And I'm just going to show y'all how I did that, which is how I did earlier with using the magic grab tool. I think for this one, I didn't even use the magic grab. Nope, I used the background eraser, which you will need to, you will need to have the paid version to do this. Well, my girl at? There she go. And then I'm just going to move her around and make her the size I want her to be. You can make her smaller. You can make her bigger. And that is the front. And then you can add text. I'm going to show y'all how I did the spine. So what we're going to do is line. Let's try this thickness. Now, what you can do, because that seems too thick. And let's say we wanted this just a little bit thicker. That's not thick enough. But basically, see which line you would want to do. And make sure, because if I'm correct, this had to go all the way over here. Let's see if this one might be it. Now, I will say this part for me was a tad bit tricky. And because I was like, is it right? And I actually think my line is actually a little, I'm not going to do my same color because I actually don't remember it, but I just did this in order so you can see it. I don't think my line was this thick, but to make sure you see how it is, and I think I brought my picture over it a little bit, but basically make sure it lines up with everything. And you can also check this when you upload it. When you upload your cover, but basically name is whatever. Cover. Actually, let's go to mine. And so I can show y'all exactly where my project's at, girl. Right here. Y'all can see I stay in Canva. But you see, my line was a little smaller, and I did bring, you can see, like, I brought it over here. But you make your line as big as you want to, and that's what I'm saying. Mine was a little bit smaller. I put my title, my name, and then named it. And then when I download it, you're gonna do the same thing. Download. You may have to do this every time because I know I did this for my cover, but it automatically goes to this when you do another thing. You can save download settings, but I will make sure you do this every time and you just download it and then you upload it. My next video we will get into the uploading. But I will walk you through KDP uploading and everything as well. But you basically just made a book and you're covered and everything. Congratulations. So, please stay tuned. Please thumbs up. I know this is different from my normal videos, but I've gotten a lot of questions about my book that I just published. As you can see, it is live, and I will leave the link below. And then the next thing we will get into publishing. Also, I am going to look into Barnes and Nobles, because Barnes and Nobles do have a thing just like Amazon KDP, but I heard Amazon is cheaper. But yeah, as always, tell a friend to bring a friend so we can be friends.